Good afternoon and welcome to the market close for, of course, Wednesday, August, what is it? It's the 21st, August 21st, 2024. Holy banana bread. This is a big day. This is a big day for Canada. This is a big day for our railroads. And it could go either way. It hopefully goes the way that we all are hoping, as in we are all hoping to get a deal. Well, two deals, because both railroads at the same time are in the same boat, per se. So we got a situation here. I don't know. Like the government right now is talking big time. They're talking a lot. They're like, this would be unacceptable. Actually, it's one of the few times I've been agreeing with the government. Yes, a rail strike would be unacceptable, but they're not willing to step in and do anything. They're pretty much saying, well, we want them to figure it out on their own, but let me tell you, it's unacceptable. So, I think they're going to let it happen. I think they might just let it happen. Or if not, it's going to be a saving grace at the end, like right before the midnight deadline. Maybe the government will step in at that point and say, okay, guys, binding arbitration. We cannot afford to have this hit to our supply chain. So I'm hoping, I am really, really, really hoping that's what we get, because I'll tell you, we're looking at right now the amount of goods that move on our railway network is more than $1 billion a day. In fact, it works out to roughly 400 billion a year. So that's a lot. That's a lot of money. And it's not just us. This is not just going to impact Canada. This will also impact the United States. They get a lot of materials from Canada. And how do those materials get to the United States from Canada? Let me give you a hint. Choo choo. Yeah, train. They get there by train. So this is going to be a big issue if it happens. So I'm hoping the government comes to their senses, or if they are waiting to the last minute, which could be the case. They could be waiting for the last minute. If they're waiting for the last minute, then yeah, let's see what happens. Let's hope so. I'm really, really hoping that both CNR and CPKC can get their stuff in gear, or sorry, KCKS, can get their stuff in gear and get this taken care of. Because I'll tell you, this is not something I want to see. I do not want to see this strike. All right, with that little rant out of the way, let's actually go and take a look at the market and see what's going on there. Actually, I want to pull one thing up first here. There we go. All right, I'm bringing it up. So look at this. Our it continues. Our trend to the upside. We had a little bit of red yesterday, but we're back on track again today. Well, not the railroads. They're not on track, but the TSX is looking much better. So we got a green right now. We're up 0.27%. Same kind of idea with the S&P 500. They're up 0.26%. Well, 2.25 now. It's still moving. It's still in action. NASDAQ kind of tricking along as well. Just up 0.32%. Dow Jones just up a tiny bit, 0.05. I'll call that flat. Gold's kind of going a little bit sideways. As silver, same deal. WTI, though, is down. Oil continues its epic trend. It's part of the reason is that nothing has come out, like all of the tensions in the Middle East. As long as nothing's happening, oil's kind of, it's kind of hurting the price of oil. But that's the thing. Imagine if you were playing an inverse oil ETF for the last little while. You could certainly have made a little bit of bank looking at this trend. All right, Bitcoin. Look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin is doing pretty darn good. But here's the thing. If you see this little area up here, this blue pattern, this is what I call a resistance zone. So this is a zone of resistance that Bitcoin has been struggling with for a while. You can see the last time they came up, they struggled in here. Before that, once again, they struggled in here. We come back here and look, yeah, they struggled in here. Well, they did make it a little bit above right here on this big pump, but then they fell back into this zone and then they fell below it. And they've been having trouble with this zone. So here's the thing. We are trying again to push our way through this zone. Now, we have made it to the high where we were before. Here's the thing, though. I'm not sure. I'm not sure we're ready to break this zone yet. My gut says, and my gut could be completely wrong with this, but my gut says that we're not going to break the zone. That maybe we'll wick a little bit above it, but I think it's going to push us back one more time. Then we'll come down, consolidate a bit. But I think the next time after this one, we'll probably break the zone. And then we can start looking at some of these higher price areas at that point for Bitcoin. But we'll see. We'll see. This is a nice pump that it's got going today. Maybe I'm wrong, and I kind of hope I am. I kind of hope. But I will say, I did close out my trades, any of my Bitcoin trades up here, just because I do think it's going to come down. I think by tomorrow morning, I think it's going to be probably down around, maybe around 59.60. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see. I could be completely wrong on that. Ethereum also doing okay, starting a little bit of a climb up. And everybody's watching this one here, NVIDIA. So NVIDIA right now, we're looking for it to move up as we get towards the big E down here. You can see this. This is earnings day. A week from today, it's going to happen. Earnings will happen right after the market closes, and we'll be here live on the air, and we'll be able to watch it. So we got to see. So far, I made this little kind of prediction on what might happen. So we're going to see. We're going to see how right or wrong I am. It started off pretty good, but we're a little bit below. We're a little bit below where I was thinking, because I was sort of calling by next Wednesday to be around 141. So we'll have to take a look and see. It can still do it. It can still do it, but we'll see. We'll see. I'm okay with being wrong. If I wasn't, I wouldn't have left this up so that we can make fun of me if I'm wrong. So that'll be kind of fun. All right, let's take a look at, oh gosh, you know what? We're not even on the right screen. Let's pull up this screen and bang, we'll go into our heat maps here. Let's actually turn everything on. Here we go. So Canadian heat map, not too bad. We got a little bit of green in here. We got the railroads. We'll take a look a little bit. We're definitely gonna look at the railroads, because we're gonna talk about what they're both doing and what the ramifications of whether or not we get a deal, because that's going to play. I think that's going to play a role on their price action over the rest of this week. All right, now let's see here. The banks looking okay. TD tomorrow after close, so I think it's at 4:30. That's when their earnings call comes out. They're the only one this week. The rest of the banks will be out next week. So look forward to that. So next week's going to be a fun week. We'll have a bunch of bank stuff coming in, and then we got NVIDIA. So that will be very, very, very cool. Nice. So, yeah, I mean, this looks pretty good. Now, this is kind of interesting. Alimentation Couche-Tard, you'll see they have come down. Now, you guys probably heard they so the Japanese company that owns 7-Eleven, they're huge. They're massive, but apparently Alimentation Couche-Tard is making a play for them. Now, Alimentation Couche-Tard didn't really announce anything. It was actually the 7-Eleven that brought it out to the light of day yesterday. Now, their stock went up big time because of it, though we're not seeing quite that much on Alimentation Couche-Tard. It would make them, though, if this were to go through and if it were to happen, it would make them the biggest convenience store owner in the world. I think right now they're like number 2. So, and 7-Eleven, I believe, is number 1. So it could be a very interesting time for Alimentation Couche-Tard if this happens. Now, I know in the past they have made plays before, but those have been unsuccessful. And well, except for one thing. Now, here's the thing. The reason that this time we're taking it a little more seriously is that some of the rules behind takeovers, foreign takeovers of Japanese companies have changed. They've loosened quite a bit. So it does actually give Alimentation Couche-Tard a chance to make this happen. But we'll follow it. We'll wait and see when we get some more news. And I'd love to hear news coming out of their side of the camp, not just out of the 7-Eleven side. So, we will see. We will see. All right, let's take a look. All of the ETFs, they're looking pretty good. I'm not seeing much red. Looks good. VFV is doing a fine. Speaking of VFV, I got a deep dive on them coming out on Friday. And here's the beautiful thing. We're going to compare them to the S&P 500 because that is their benchmark. But the American version of VFV is VOO. And we're going to look at, we're going to compare them as well because, the one strategy out there is to get VOO, put it in your RRSP to avoid that 15% withholding tax that's charged to Vanguard. So we're going to take a look and see what that looks like. Or could there be a surprise? We'll find out. We'll find out Friday. Channel members will find out tomorrow because they'll get to see it. I've already finished the edit. I just finished the edit quite literally about a half an hour ago. So it's all done and ready. I got to make the thumbnail and all of that, and I'll get it up tomorrow for the channel members and everybody else. You guys will see that Friday. So I'm looking forward to that. Also, all right. Anyway, let's finish this part. I keep getting distracted. I keep going off on tangents. Over to the United States. Things are not looking too bad. So NVIDIA is up, 0.99%. So here they are again. So you know what I'm looking for? I'm looking for that 141. I'm looking for that 141 by next Wednesday. So we'll have to see if I get that. Let's see. Google's down a little bit. Microsoft is down. Meta's having a good day. They're almost up. They're up 1.58%. Amazon's up a tiny bit. Walmart's up. Tesla's up a little bit, 0.91%. And over to crypto. We got a green day. We got a green day pretty much happening. Bitcoin, like I said, having a pretty good day. They're up 4.15%. Ethereum's up 2.85%. Dogecoin up 3.45%. Now, Tron is down. This is interesting. I'm going to pull Tron up for a second. They're down, but look at this. Look at yesterday. Now, there was, I don't know the full details. I just know that there was some stuff that got released about some changes that were made to Tron that really excited investors. So I'm not excited about Tron personally, but I did think that was kind of interesting to see that little bit of a pump. Now, there is about 14,000 or so cryptos that I've never heard of. And we're just going to, I love that one, cat and a dog squirrel. We're going to find one that I have just never seen before. Let's get in here deep. We're having a green day in crypto, so let's grab a red one. We'll grab this one here. We found a giant mammoth. Holy banana bread. I don't know what this coin does. Gosh, I mean, whatever it does, look at this. It is coming along and it was losing steam, and it has flatlined. It has flatlined. Oh boy. Sort of like your wallet. If you invested in this coin, your wallet's going, no sign of a heartbeat here, but it's, what are giant mammoths? They're extinct animals. And apparently your money's extinct too if you're into this one. So 14,000 different cryptos. This is one. I'm never going to own it. Hopefully none of you guys own it. Hopefully. I actually don't even know what it does. Maybe it's a coin about finding mammoths and tar pits. I just don't know. Holy banana bread. All right. Well, there's our crypto coin of our crypto crap coin of the day. I guess we'll call it that. Oh boy. Oh my gosh. We only got 1 minute for the bell, but we got to get to the chat. Oh boy. All right. We got to the chat. Yeah. Marco, first in, saying, hyped. If the strike is averted, does CNR moon? That will be the first thing we talk about after the bell. That will be that first. Oh, I got to grab the bell. It's like way over here on the side. That's because the other night, Jill took the bell. she was ringing it in another room. And I'm like, you can't do that. The market is not open. So, anyway, we got about not 10 seconds. We got about 20 seconds All right. Prairie is in the house saying, good afternoon, Candace and chat. Listening in as I work. We got Sammer in the house with a hello. We got Mary in the house. So hit that like button, guys. While I'm ringing the bell, you guys can ring the like button. There we go. Uh-oh, here we go. Here we go. There we go. Oh boy, that was a big one. That was a big one. Yeah, the market is now officially closed. Oh, I did want to say as well. Probably should say this early in the stream opposed to later. If you guys want a Friday stream, I will throw that option out there today. So for supers, we get a Friday stream. Simple as that. Okay, let's go back to Marco and let's pull the screen up here. Here we go. I need to come over here and we're going to get out of NVIDIA and we're going to look here at two. We'll look at CNR first. So they did finish, both of them finished in the green today. All right, so here is CNR. So we get this little thing with CNR. These are the daily moving averages. So because of the build up to the strike, we've been drifting down and we're now below these. Now these do act as resistance. If we were on top of them, they would act as support, but they do act as a little bit of resistance. So we got a couple of things that are probably going to happen. If the strike happens, obviously we're not going up. Obviously, if that happens, we are looking to come down a little bit. It depends. I think it's really going to depend on the duration of the strike. I think as long as the strike persists, we're going to be drifting down. I don't think we're going to have. We might have an initial bang and then sort of drift down, or even come up a little bit, then drift down. That's if that strike happens. Now, if we get the Hail Mary last minute pass, winning touchdown with 1 second left on the Canadian CFL clock, then we got a different day tomorrow. Then we've got some momentum on these on CN. So we're looking at CN right now. I think we'll have enough momentum to break through that resistance. We'll flip that resistance back to support. We'll move up. Is it going to be a moonshot? I don't think it'll be a moonshot, but I think it will get us back into more healthy territory. Now, if we look at CP, you'll see it's pretty much the exact same thing. They as well, they're struggling. They've got a tiny bit of support, but most of it's resistance above them when it comes to the moving averages. So they'll have the same story. Excuse me. I think this is going to look very identical no matter which company you're looking at. So with CP, they'll come down, of course, if we get the strike, and they'll probably do the same thing. They'll probably have a little bit of a more dramatic drop, bit of correction, and then they'll sort of meander down while the strike is going on. There will be a point though. So let's say, for example, this strike goes really long. There'll certainly be a point when it's not going to go any lower. It's going to sort of just be a little bit of a I'll call it a slinky. It'll be like a slinky going across towards their bottom point. But here's the thing. I don't see this as being a long strike. Canada can't afford it to be a long strike. We have just got our economy. And even then, and you can say we got our economy back on track, but we really haven't. But we have made a lot of progress. This would be pretty much a kick to the economy if this happens. We're talking serious supply chain stuff. We're talking most Canadians will be affected by this, if not all Canadians. We're talking grocery stores running out of stuff. We're talking, and this is a big one. If you go to the prairies, we're heading into harvest season. Do you think we have all of the places to just harvest our food and let it sit there for a lengthy amount of time? We do not. A lot of farmers need that stuff pretty much shipped as fast as it's being harvested. And what we're going to be looking at is if there's no one to ship the food, if there's no way to ship it out, we're looking at food that's going to be sitting, on the sides of fields There's going to be food just sitting there rotting. So we're looking at a lot of food that's lost. That's going to hurt our farmers big time. Um, it's going to have an impact. Like you take a lot of the stuff that we ship to Asia. Um, they're not going to be getting any of that. There's no way to get it to the ports. A lot of the stuff we ship to the States, there's no way to get it to them. So this is that thing where the government really has to sort of step in. If they want to, if they want to be stupid and let it go one day, do that. But I can't see this thing. If it happens, I can't see this thing going. Even I can't see it going more than a week. I even think I think it can't. We can't even afford to let it go the rest of this week. So we'll have to see how that all works out. But yeah, it's not going to be fun. All right. We got Al in the house. I'll get rid of this here while we're going through the chat. And Al says that's why I don't like union stocks. Understandable. Let's see. Marco says any recommendation on REITs for a TFSA RRSP? Right now, REITs are doing. They're about to be prime. They're about to be prime. Like we're in a situation like REITs. REITs really do well. Like their value goes up quite a bit when you're in a rate cut environment. And that is what we are. And now it's looking pretty likely that we're going to get a September rate cut as well. So that's going to be fantastic. Like inflation. I'll pull this up. I'm going to pull the data up here for you guys. Let's do that. We'll head over here to BNN. Actually, let's refresh BNN and see. No, nothing here. If there was anything to the rail strike, it would have it front page, but it does not. All right, there was something I wanted to pull up. Let's pull up the Canada calendar first of all. All right, so this here is all of our data for these reports. So yesterday, we had inflation. So inflation came out. So it's a kind of interesting. So the forecast was 2.7% on our year over year, came in at 2.5%. That is absolutely awesome. That is awesome. So I love that. Our inflation is still coming down. There's even talk. I have started to hear some talk amongst economists that maybe we'll get a 50 basis point drop in September. I'm still thinking 25. I am still thinking 25 for sure. Now, we also had our PPI. So that there is our producers price index. So that's our wholesaler. So that came out today. Here's the best thing. The year over year, it was forecast to come in at 3%. It came in at 2.9%. So that's not too bad. I will say, though, they did forecast our month. For the month, they forecasted to come in at negative 0.1%. It came in at exactly 0%. So it's a tiny miss, but really right now, it's coming down each month. And we got to look at that and say, yeah, that is fantastic. So that is really cool. We do have Friday coming out, our retail information. Now, we are expecting that to be a little bit bad. So we'll see how that looks on Friday. So nothing too shabby about that. All right. I kind of went off on a tangent there, Marco. Yeah, so REITs right now, as we have rate, and that's why we went off on that, because we're talking about the rate cuts, and it's really looking very, very good for September that we'll get another one. And that will, of course, help things out with REITs. So any REITs right now that are the two sectors that I really love, actually, I'm going to expand it a little bit. So I do love industrial and, residential most, and then industrial. But healthcare is starting to look really, really strong. So if you saw the REIT video that I put out this week, most of the ones doing really well are your extended care home type REITs. So your so your SIA and your Extendicare, and it's just they're doing well. They're doing absolutely well. Now, another thing, and I always keep bringing this one up, the old RMAX. That's the new REIT ETF. That it's a covered call ETF, so you get a lot of dividends from Hamilton. I do like that one. I do like it quite a bit, and I think that that has going to have a lot of potential as we move forward. So we'll probably end up looking at that before the day is out. All right. Muhammad is in the house with a hello, everyone. Al says, what store are they trying to buy? They're trying to buy 7-Eleven. So 7-Eleven is owned by Japan. So it's a Japanese company, but that's what they're trying to buy. So it'll be interesting. Now, they already own, like, if you, in the United States, so for example, if you've ever heard of the Bigfoot convenience stores, that's owned by Alimentation Couche-Tard. So they already have quite a presence in the States, but they are looking to go after 7-Eleven next. Let's say US tech is surging at the last minute. Not surprising. Not surprising. Now, we're going to look, we'll wait till 4:15 to look at our close, only because I don't know why. I've got a 15-minute delay on my NASDAQ, but everything else I've got up to the second, but the NASDAQ. So we'll look at all of that once again in about about 4 minutes and 7 seconds. Apple is now green. Awesome. I like that. I like that. Enid's in the house with a good afternoon, everyone. And we got good afternoon from Mario. I see that Harvest has some new ETFs. Oh, do they? Do they? All right. Let's go. We're going. Let's go. Let's go to Harvest. I have no idea what their actual address. Well, let's just type harvest.ca. I have a feeling this is not it, but we can all look. Yeah. Oh, well, it is. It's financial, but I don't think this is it. I'm just going to go to Google. I took a shot in the dark. Well, we'll start with Remax. And ETF. Oh, right. No, never mind. You said Harvest. I'm thinking of Hamilton. That's what I was thinking of. But anyway, we'll go to Harvest. Harvest ETFs. Here we go. Ba-ba-da-ba-bub. All right. So they're Harvest portfolios. But it is funny that harvest.ca is some kind of a financial thing. All right. So let's see here. Why consider Harvest? Harvest Insights. What makes Harvest stand out? Harvest Premium Yield. I've seen these before. Let's see here. I'm going to go to, let's see, resources. Go to the media section, because we're like the media, aren't we? There's T-bill. So let's see, final July. Oh, well, yeah, they've been around for a bit. Let's see. Big Pharma Split Core ETF. All right, all right. Well, ETF terminations. Okay. Let's see. Harvest market recap. Yeah, I'm not seeing them, but that's fine. Maybe I've just sort of went right by it. We'll figure that out a little bit later. I don't want to waste everybody's time having me hunting for something that I might just be missing. Yeah, there's their products. Oh, single stock. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I should have just went there right away. So high income shares. Oh, well, these are the ones that we already know about. Oh no, these are different. These are Harvest ones. Because we have the purpose ones. That's interesting. So Harvest high income shares ETFs. Ooh, let's see what these have. You know what? Let's look at the NVIDIA one. So NVDH. All right, let's check this out. So the Harvest NVIDIA High Income Shares ETF. All right. So distribution, 18 cents per unit. All right. That's not too shabby, not too shabby. Does it say how much this thing is going to be? Well, $12 is the NAV, so it should be around $12 coming out, and you're getting 18 cents. That's not too shabby. That's not too shabby. Very, very interesting. Very interesting. So they're going to give Purpose a run for their money. Ooh. And here's the thing. I actually do. I kind of like Harvest a little more than Purpose. So this is gonna be in. You know what, Mario? I think this needs to. I think these might need to be in a video. I think you found a video. That's very cool. All right, I'm liking this. Okay, let me stop geeking out. Let me get back here to you guys. Patricia's in the house with a hi, and Bleak is a hey hey, and we're about 1 second away from checking out. Well, we're there. We're there. All right, let's zip on back. We'll get the final market data. Let's actually get into the right list. MC list is where I keep all of that stuff. So we did look at this Canadian dollar 73.52. So that's not too shabby. TSX finished nice in the green, 0.37% up. S&P 500 0.42, and look at this. The Nasdaq finished 0.53 up. So they did have a little bit of a run at the end. We'll look at Nvidia in just a second, see if they were a benefit of that run. Hopefully, Dow Jones finished just up a little bit, 0.14. Gold finished kind of flat. Well, gold's still trading. They're down a little bit. Silver is up a little bit. WTI down quite a bit. Bitcoin, let's go back here and check them in on them. Oh boy, let's just whoa, what the heck has happened to my thing here? Yeah, it's oh, I'm on the day. That's why. Let's get back here to the 1 hour. All right. And now let's pull this up. So here's what happened. Here's what happened. I said I thought they might wick above and then start to come back down. So it looks like that's begun. It looks like that's begun. We'll have to see. We'll see by tomorrow. Like I said, I'm thinking it might be down around here-ish tomorrow. But we'll see. We'll see. You know, maybe I'm wrong. I'll leave it at that. Oh boy. I did want to go to NVIDIA very quickly. All right. And so here's NVIDIA. They're just going to make this a little bit smaller. There we go. There we go. So yeah, they had a little bit, but they still got a little ways to go. So it wasn't NVIDIA really that was the power of this one here. Let's go once again. So as we take a look at our final heat map, CSU sort of stands out, up 1.77%. Rotors 1.12, so not too shabby. Let's see, Fairfax up 1.52. Nutrien doing okay, but I wonder what the impact of this rail strike might be on Nutrien. That could be interesting. That could be very, very, very interesting. And everything's looking good over here in the world of our ETFs. Oh, and the good old battle between VEQT and XEQT. Vanguard's winning it today, up 0.4 compared to the 0.38. They're always very, very close. So that's not too shabby. And looking at our final from the US, looks like Apple didn't quite make it. They're pretty much flat, down 0.05. And NVIDIA still hanging out at 0.98. Meta doing good. Microsoft down a little bit. Amazon doing okay. So that's not too shabby. All right. And of course, Bitcoin, like I said, it's doing okay, 0.42, but we'll see what that looks like tomorrow. That's for sure. All right. That's a wrap on that stuff. Let's get back to the chat now and see what's going on here. All right. Mario says, I want to strike for a day or two to pick up some stock on the dip. Oh, Mario. Mario's sitting there. I picture you sitting there. You've got a white cat on your lap, and you're like, let it destroy our economy for a few days so I can get some cheap stocks. That's funny. Marco, let's see. I think it will be averted at the last minute. Usual union play. I'm hoping. I'm kind of in your camp, Marco. Kind of in your camp. Let's see. Jungle saying flat today. We got Funny Books. Hello, Funny Books in the house with a hi, all. Al says, wouldn't the rail system still run a skeleton crew so that people can eat? I would imagine that would be the case. No. And here's the rub. Here's the rub, okay? Not only is it going to shut down all of the railroads right across the country, it is actually going to impact some of the bigger cities in ways you may not be thinking about. So, let's take Toronto for example. In Toronto, some of their rail systems, like some of the GO systems. So I know the one in Hamilton. There's at least there's some of the stations there that will actually get closed by the strike because they're owned by the railroad. So there's going to be stations closed, and that means that people who use them stations are going to have to find other ways to either get to alternate stations, or they're going to have to find other transportation modes. So this is the case in well, basically three of our big countries, our big cities. We're going to be looking at issues in Toronto, Vancouver, and Montreal. In Montreal, so that's it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good. So let's hope we get that last minute a reprieve. All right, Missy says, what do you think of BNX? It's the bank one. Well, let's take a look at BNX. Oh no, I do still have it up. All right, here we go. Well, let's I'm gonna just reload the page since it does not seem to want to cooperate here. It's probably because I have so many stuff open. BNX, let's go here. BNX. Well, that's not good. All right. I'm just going to see if I've got the right ticker here. BNX. There's a BNXA. BNX. I'm just going to put bank in here as well and see what we got here. BNX Bank. Specialized insurance, credit, debit. All right. I don't know if that's what you're talking about, but BNX Bank. Let's take a look anyway. Ticker. Well, there's BNS.TO. Let's see. BNS. I'm looking for BNX, guys. BNX. BNX price index live chart. Well, that's Binance. Yeah, I'm not entirely 100% sure, Missy. Let me know what I am looking for, so that way there we can take a look at it. I'm just not finding it off right away. Muhammad says, U.S. labor revision cooked the books by over 800,000 jobs. Not sure of the details. I just saw the headlines. Oh, boy. That doesn't sound very good at all. So I'll have to look into that. 800,000. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh, what's this economy going to come to? Let's see. So, okay, here, Ricardo has some more information. So they overstated non-farm payroll jobs by 810,000 due to the lackluster of the Labor Statistics Agency. Okay. Oh gosh. Yeah, we'll have. I'm sure that will be. That'll be fun. Oh boy. Patricia says yes, it's going to have an impact for sure. What do you think of BLX? Well, let's see if I can find BLX. We completely struck out on the last one, but we'll go to BLX here. All right, I actually do have BLX. So Boralex Incorporated. Let's pull up Boralex. All right, before I even go to the chart, I just want to know what they do. Let's see. They're an electric utility company involved in development, construction, operation of renewable energy power facilities. Okay, that sounds good. I like that. All right, let's take a look. We'll take a look at their 3-year. All right, so they've been struggling. They've definitely been struggling. Look at this. They've come down quite a bit. They've made some attempts to sort of rebound a little bit, but that's fine. Okay. They got a little bit of a yield. It's quarterly. So 16.5 cents. That's not too shabby. They're looking good on the EPS. Let's go in here for a second, take a look at some key data. All right. Oh, don't want to look at there. All right, let's see here. They got a lot of debt. So 218% debt to equity, but that's kind of typical in utilities. Return on equity is a little low, 4.84%. Return on assets, 1.21%. Okay, so looking at this, there's nothing too exciting. There's nothing too exciting yet. And I'm in the wrong company, aren't I? I'm in Borlex, and you're talking about Bancolanto America. Holy cow! All right. Well, anyway, just since we're in Borlex, they probably will benefit from rate cuts, but not an exciting company. Not something I probably would invest in personally. All right, let me try to see if I can find this other thing here. BANCO Banco. Let's see. Let's see. Banco Coletamerico. Okay. I am not finding, but it's a bank, definitely. Banco Latin America. Let's see. Zion's Bank Corporation. Zion's. All right. Western Alliance Bank Corporation. That's not one that's coming up. Let me see if I can find this on something else. We'll go to Yahoo Finance. All right, let's go to Yahoo Finance. See if we can get BLX up here. BLX. Whoops. BLX. BLX. Aha. Yes, it is showing up here. So is the Borlex too, by the way. Let's see here. All right, let's take a gander. We'll go to their 5-year. All right, so I like the movement I'm seeing on this right away. I like this movement. It's definitely moving in the right direction. Let's see. That's pretty good earnings per share, pretty strong. Let's go in and take a look at a couple little things here. So we'll come down here. We got let's see here. Their total debt, they're not actually giving us a debt to equity ratio. Their total debt, though, is about 3.95 billion. Okay. Let's see here. Return on equity, much better, 16.19, 1.84. Now, they're a bank. So at least I'm assuming they're a bank because I don't have a write-up on them. But yeah, they're definitely a bank. That high levels of debt is absolutely normal with a bank, so not a big issue. Also, banks do tend to have lower return on assets. So I like some of these numbers. I think these are solid. I think this has a bit of potential here. Going back to just taking a look at its growth. Let's actually bring this up. Let's look at just the 1 year. So yeah, they've had, they've been moving in the right direction. A little, everybody kind of fell in here anyway. I think they're good. I think they're fine. I of course would obviously want to know a little bit more about them. I probably would visit their web page, read their latest earning reports, or if they have any letters to shareholders, read that as well, just to learn and get a bit general idea of what this bank is doing. But I do like what I see so far. I think they're moving in the right direction. They're not a huge bank. I mean, you got a 1.1 billion, but I'd like to know where they're operating. I have a feeling that this is going to be, they're probably big in Central America just from looking at the name. But yeah, it could be interesting. It could be interesting. All right. Marco says, I'm surprised that CAD is holding up as well versus USD. Our rates are so much lower. Well, you got to remember, that Tiff Macklem came out and said we have a pretty big buffer before it really starts impacting our rates. And a lot of people were like, because I know a lot of people, even before that first rate cut, they're like, oh God, it's going to tank our dollar. And that was a huge concern for a lot of people. But I even mentioned, I said, look, there is a buffer. We can go a certain amount before it's going to really impact us. And this is proof. This is proof we're actually doing okay. We're actually a little bit high. We're actually higher. Well, when the rate cut started, we were 72 point something cents, and we're now at 73. So we're doing fine. And now that the U.S. is getting ready to start their rate cutting cycle, it's all good. I think it's all good. You are not displaying anything. It was probably a while back. I don't know how far behind I am. Good Vibes is in the house. Share the screen. Share the screen. Are you guys not seeing the screen? I've got it up right now, like on Yahoo. Hopefully, you guys can see the Yahoo. All right. Yeah, me too. Let's see. Up 40% on TSLL, sold 30%. Nice, nice. JJ's in the house. Howdy, howdy, y'all. Let's see. GTA highways are going to be congested. Yes, they are. And apparently one of their main, I can't remember the name of the highway, but one of their main influx highways is under construction. So add insult to injury for sure. Sorry, I deleted the BNX comment. It's the BLX, but you still got the comment. Okay. Vineet is in the house. Hello, Vineet. UBXG. Can you pull this one up? Okay. I can do that. Let me see here. All right. I'm just making sure everybody can see. Hopefully you guys can see my screen here because I don't know. Yeah, I'm hoping. We'll go with the UBXG. UBXG right down here. All right. So UBX technology. Well, it's a tech stock. That's I do like that right away. It's brand new. Look at this. So from March. So from March, it's gone from $4 to $34. Holy banana bread. That's a little bit of a jump. So let me see here. All right. So they provide value add-on services using AI-driven technologies, business and industry. Okay. So they're using AI. They're definitely riding that AI wave. That, though, is quite the jump, especially on somebody this brand new. It makes me a little nervous. I'm not, no, I'm not going to lie about that because that's one of those things that when you get something that moves that fast, it makes me worried that, that they're exploding bigger than they're worth. But let's take a couple. Let's just go into the key data. Let's go into the key data and check on a couple of things. We got nothing. We got nothing here. We got no return on equity, no return on assets. We don't know what their debt is. Yeah, this is scary. This is kind of scary. Now, the other concern too is, and let's take a look here. All right. Well, they actually have pretty high volume. 3,871,000. So that's not too shabby. So that's good. That would have been one of my concerns if you didn't have a lot of volume on it. I would say with this company, I would say be careful. I would say be careful because let's just say, like, I don't think we're about to have an AI bubble burst, but if we did, this could be one of these companies that like goes to zero, like, because they're brand new. They're like we'll just go to the 3 month, we'll go to the 6 months so you can start to see. They just sort of came out of nowhere. They rode the AI and they have exploded. Now, if you are getting involved with these guys, research. Go to their website, find out what's going on, and limit yourself. Have an exit strategy. Because you look at this and you're thinking, and maybe let's just say that they're fine. Let's say they're fine. The chances are, though, this may have been all the growth they're going to see for a long time, and they may be going flat, sideways. They might be slowly just drifting down a little bit because, when you explode like this, there's usually a correction that's going to follow. So coming in right now, like at this moment, there is no power on earth that would get me to buy a share. No power on earth. Because I am expecting. Now, if this turned out to be a company that was good and I developed a lot of confidence in them, I would probably then wait for the correction and maybe I would buy in at that point. But right now, this scares me. It absolutely does. Just being honest with you with this one. Yeah, it's so easy for a lot of people when you see a jump like this, you'd be like, oh my God, I'm missing out. That's FOMO. Don't FOMO on this, folks. Please don't FOMO on this. But do your own due diligence, make your own decision. But just know I'm not coming with anybody on this ride. It scares me. It's like a roller coaster, but without the safety bars. So yeah. Jay says I sold 400 shares of my HHL. I'm ready for the next carnage. I'm torn either to top up my QMax or buy more ETH. Yeah, it's kind of interesting because here's the thing. If Bitcoin has its day in the sun, where a lot of people are expecting, the way it works in crypto is normally after Bitcoin is finally done its swan song, then you start getting all the altcoins really, really picking up. And I think Ethereum has that potential. I mean, you do have spot Ethereum ETFs now in the US, so that's not a bad thing. So ETH could be interesting. It could be interesting. I think with ETH now, if you're getting into it, I would just sort of throw it onto a dollar cost average type approach to it, just for the simple reason that I think it's going to be a little bit before we get some huge pumps in Ethereum, but I can always be wrong too. So do your due diligence, figure out what it is that you want to do. 403. So were you guys getting like a 403 error? I don't know. I don't know at all. But hopefully you all can see me because sometimes I don't know. Like unless YouTube is doing a 403, maybe there's something going on with YouTube. I don't know. But maybe let me know. Let me know if you guys are seeing me fine. Let me know because I got enough people saying that you're not seeing things that I want to know what's going on. Let's see. The screen came back when you brought up the chat. Okay, interesting. See, now I don't have a clue. I'll have to watch. I'll have to actually watch this on the replay and see what the heck happened because I didn't see anything at all in the portal that I'm working through. So hopefully everything is okay. Let's see. You know that UBXG is a China company, right? Oh, there you go. There is there's another thing that makes me that worries me as well. You see? Yeah. Thanks, Al. Thanks, Al. I was at I'm never gonna buy this to I'm absolutely never gonna buy this right now. I got nothing against China, but um this here everything about this UBXG rubs me the danger Will Robinson type way. So they get a lot of restrictions with the US government. All right. Whenever NVIDIA has bad earnings, these AI companies will have an issue. Yeah, that's the whole thing. Luckily, we all think, and hopefully we're all right, that next week NVIDIA is going to have a really good earnings. But wait till that first bad one. Wait to see what happens. Let's just say, if I were invested in any small tech companies and I thought NVIDIA was going to have a bad earnings call, I would be probably moving out of them just to be on the safe side. Now, I don't mind so much. Like I do have that one AI ETF, the American one. I'm okay with that one because I'm hoping that their management, I'm hoping their management runs it fine. But even still, I'm still okay with it. Bismarcky says, "Seeing you fine." And Vineet says the screen and all is fine. Awesome. All right. It's time to have some coffee, though. Oh, that's good. That is a very, 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 very good. All right. Cool. All right. Now let's take another gander at the news. Well, not so much the banco. We're going to come down here just to bring up BNN Bloomberg to see if we got anything else yet on the strike. We don't. I keep thinking that it would absolutely be fantastic if it happened while I was on the air and they came to an agreement, but so far not. So far not. So kind of fun. Wanted to talk a tiny bit about Discord. So for those of you who don't know about, whoops, Let's get back over here. Those of you who don't know, we do have a Discord server, which is fantastic. It's a lot of fun over there. So here we go. Here is our Discord server. Um, I love Discord. It's just there's just so much room to talk, and there's a lot. There's a bunch of people who are always over there, like constantly. Um, we got lots of different topics. If you need new topics over there, let me know. I'll add them. Um, and pretty much I really don't have rules, to be honest. The only rule is just be respectful of people. As long as you're respectful to people and each other, everything's pretty good over here. If you want to promote other videos that you think would be of value to the community, then yeah, absolutely. We got different things. Heck, even the random chat. I was playing on AI the other day, trying to see if I could make a video that would give me a Justin Trudeau, and it did. So I made this little one here just because I thought it would be funny. I kind of took a shot at Trudeau and the Toronto Maple Leafs, so both of them. So basically, Trudeau just asking them, "So how do you get used to losing all the time?" So I just thought that was funny, and it's just me having fun. It's not really a statement against or for or or whatever against Trudeau or anything. Um, but yeah, it's just kind of fun, and that's the thing. You guys want to do funny things like that? Feel free, do what you want over on Discord. I mean, look, here's Paul. Paul's showing us pieces of his plumbing. As well, actual plumbing, not the other type, because that would be against the rules. So yeah, there'd be rules against that. But yeah, so anyway, it is good over here. One of the things I do like over here is we got a couple of good things. We got our schedule in here, so you guys can start to see. And every time I come in here, why don't I gotta update this before we go live. So here we go. That one there is already done. So bang, and I'm gonna get rid of this one as well. Bang. All right. Oh, perfect. This reminds me, we have the channel members exclusive live stream tomorrow night. So that is, and I didn't put, why didn't I put the time in there? That actually happens at 7 p.m. Eastern. And we will be, actually, I don't even know what our topic is yet. Let me check. Let me take a look and see. Give me a second here. I'll just pull it up. They vote. They vote for what it's going to be. And let's find out. We'll find out together right now what it is going to be. Here we go. I'm going to drag it over as it loads. So the winner is how to get the most out of AI for investors. That's what we're going to be talking about, how to use AI to help you along the investing journey and things that you can do with it. Yeah, interesting. Oh, I actually didn't think that one was going to win. I actually thought which sectors will thrive with rate cuts was going to take the prize, but no, it looks like it's going to be AI night. So fantastic. We have AI. All right. All right, let me get rid of that. Perfect. So that's what we're going to be talking about tomorrow night. All right. Uh-oh. I see a super sticker there from Mary. So you know what that makes Mary? Well, makes her this. Mary is the GOAT. So the greatest of all time. She's not just that lady that comes in and tells you guys to click on the like button, which I really appreciate. But she is the GOAT. She is the GOAT with her super sticker of $1.49. Who cares how much it is? I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. So yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm probably going to change that GOAT thing up a bit. But anytime somebody does a super sticker, a super whatever, or a super thanks or whatever the other one is, they're going to get they're going to get the GOAT. So currently Mary is currently our GOAT of the day right now. Uh-oh. Boy. Sometimes people don't get to hold titles for very long. Sometimes they get taken away really fast. And Funny Books is the GOAT. Funny Books took the title away from Mary. Oh boy. And that does put us half of the way to getting a Friday market close. So you guys are just absolutely fantastic. All right. Now, I actually lost where I was at. Or no, wait a minute. I think I'm at Vanessa. I think we're at Vanessa here. Here we go. What do you think about ICU? So C star, and Telo. Let's say telomere. Huh. See, I see telomere, and I'm thinking about DNA now, but let's see. Okay. Oh, I do not know what these companies are, but I'm going to guess from their names before we look. We're going to look at them in a second. So ICU, if it's from C Star, I'm thinking a marine biology, something marine biology like, and Telo. If it's called telomere, I'm thinking it's got something to do with genetics, bioengineering, maybe. All right, let's go and find out if I'm right. We will start with what's the first one? ICU. Okay, ICU. Let's see, ICU medical. No, oh, here we are. See, it is medical. It is medical. And now I was thinking, I think I was thinking kind of like, I was actually thinking of aquatic biology, but let's take a look first of all and see what they do. Let's see, they're a medical technology company developing proprietary solutions to reduce the consequences of hyperinflation on hyperinflammation on vital organs. Oh dear. Well, inflammation is like inflation. It's just it's an inflation of an organ. So we'll leave it at that. Let's take a look here and see first of all. All right. So in the last year, okay, they haven't done well. They have been moving kind of down a little bit. Let's see here. We don't have any kind of dividend. Let's go in and take a look at their key data here. All right. So we don't have a debt to equity ratio. Return on assets, -1. So they're definitely not profitable. So let's see here. Oh, and they've got a negative beta. Oh boy. Yeah, there's a lot of warning bells just in the fundamentals right away on this one. So this is kind of interesting. And they're not actually reporting an EPS, probably because they were in the negative. So they've certainly are in a situation where they're not currently profitable. So it's hard to say. I would be very, very wary of this company because, yeah, I would definitely be wary. It's not one I would really gamble on right now, especially when I see the fact that they're not reporting a lot of data always has me concerned. Like if you're doing poorly, but you report the data, and I could actually go and look and see how bad it is. Sometimes I can visualize how you can get out of that situation. But with this case here, they're kind of not giving me that data. So based on the lack of data, now maybe on their website they have more, but they probably don't because a lot of these guys pull that information from like their from their financials. So that's, yeah, this one's a tough one. I wouldn't get into it personally. I wouldn't. All right, let's go to Telo, and we'll see if they are some kind of a look, genomics. There we go. I got this one right. I got one of them right. So Telo Genomics Corporation. Let's see, how much are they? 22 cents. So it is a penny stock. That is scary right away. Now they've been suffering a little bit of a recovery there, but it does have me a little bit worried. I do like the idea of genomics, but let's see. Holy Sudbury, okay, engaged in diagnostic and prognostic products. So for cancer and neurological orders. So yeah, I like what they're doing, but the problem is, penny stocks are so difficult. And when we look here, once again, we know they're not profitable. So you've got a return on equity of -228, a return on assets of -195. So here's the problem. Even though we got a bit more data on this one, it's just, I would be very, very, very wary of this company. I would be absolutely wary of them. So they are a penny stock. So in many senses, maybe they'll turn things around. Maybe they will. And that would be cool. But but at this point, I think investing in either one of these companies would definitely be what I would consider gambling territory, opposed to opposed to making smart fundamental investments. So I'd be a little bit careful with both of these. I would be very, very careful with them. Al says, yeah, exactly. Penny stocks is enough to turn me off. For me, if I was going to invest in a penny stock, it has to be profitable. So we need to have, like, I want to see something half decent when I'm looking at the return on equity. I want to see a number I can get behind. But right now, yeah, it's not great. All right. Kamala said she supports a 45% capital gains tax. Okay, so that's a little bit lower from I think right now it's currently at 50%, isn't it? In the United States, and a 25% tax on unrealized. Well, how are you going to do that though? Yeah, to me, I'm finding that I don't like the idea of trying to tax unrealized gains. Because here's the thing, you could be up on realized gains, but then what are you going to do? Are you going to then give a credit when you're for your unrealized losses? So that to me is just a lot of paperwork. Though I can understand what she's probably thinking. They're probably trying to go after, like, you take it. A lot of really, really rich people. What they do is they will, for example, they'll use their investments as collateral, and that way they don't have to actually ever realize the gains. They just take out loans, and then they can write off the interest on the loans. So it is a method you can use so that you're not paying taxes. And if you put like a 25% tax on unrealized gains, that kind of defeats that a little bit. So I can understand, it's almost kind of smart. It's almost kind of a smart move if you're trying to pull out some of this, some of the billionaire dollars. So, but I mean, I'm sure billionaires will find a way. You'll have, it's like you'll have tax loss harvesting, unrealized tax loss harvesting to try to deal with this. That could be interesting. That could definitely be interesting. Kawachin says, what do you think about dr.to? I think I've actually had them in a list recently. So here we go. So DR, Medical Facilities Corporation. So 1359. I'm pretty sure they're doing well, because if they were in a list, there was something about them I liked. Yeah, look at this. So they have been on a tear since pretty much 2022. So I am liking what I've seen. They've been pulling off some really good total returns. They don't have a huge dividend. So we got 2.683%. It's a quarterly dividend, 9 cents a share. But they have pretty solid fundamentals as well. So when we come in here, you see a return on equity like 20.04%, 4.45% on the return on assets. Now, their debt to equity ratio, they do have a bit of debt, 141%. That's probably the worst thing that they have. Everything else I actually don't mind so much. So I do like dr.to. And as I said, they were in a recent list. I can't remember which list it was, but they were in a recent list because they hit some criteria for one of my videos for sure. All right. Ajersky says, hello, I stopped in and liked, and I got to go again. Combining peas. All right. After you finish your peas, are you going to work on your Qs? Just, peas and Q. Anyway, capital gains is 20%. Oh, really? Interesting. Okay, so you're going to have a bit more. Very, very interesting. So if you only make 40K, no tax on capital gains, 80K for married. Oh, well, that's interesting. Okay. There we go. I was not aware of how capital gains worked in the US. So it's one of those things I really I should pick up a book and just read it. US book, of course, just to bring me up to date on all of these little things and how they're different from where they are from Canada, for example. Let's see. How would you calculate unrealized gains? Stocks, corporations, valuations fluctuate every day. You see, and this is the whole thing. There'd be a lot of paperwork involved, unless it's a situation where it is by the year. So at the end of the year, whatever you have in unrealized gains, that's how I would assume. I would say I would assume your last day of the year, that would be you would calculate it based on that day, and then you don't do any more calculations till the next year. So it would be like a once a year thing. That's how I would. Now, I don't know how she plans to do it, but that's how I would do it if I was taxing unrealized gains. And then that's good, because then if you are going to use unrealized tax loss harvesting, you would have at least a date to work it for. So that would be kind of interesting. Definitely very interesting as well. So you gotta like that. You gotta like that. All right, guys, we are coming towards the end. If you got the last minute questions, throw them in, or if you got a bunch of questions, throw them in, because if you guys remember, if you guys were here on this week, I gave the "we're coming to the end" speech, and an hour later, we finished. So it happens. It happens. Let's see. What would make the prices of stocks plummet at the end of every year? Yeah, yeah. Well, in a way, though, we already see that to a certain extent, because you do have your tax loss harvesting that usually happens as well. So, um, yeah, this would certainly be this would be an interesting thing. It would be an interesting thing. We'll have to see. Because keep in mind too, just because a politician says, "Oh, this is what I'm going to do," it doesn't necessarily mean they're gonna do it. So it's yeah, it can go either way. It can go either way. So we got to look at it that way. All right. Whew. Now I'll have myself another cup of, not another cup, but another sip. Oh, let's say she wouldn't get it passed if she becomes president. Yeah, it's one of those things. Like if yeah, it comes down to the between her and the House. So it's yeah, she probably wouldn't get it passed right now. If I remember correctly, I think right now the House is Republican controlled. So as long as the House is Republican controlled, um, she. Now, mind you, I think it's in 2 years when they have all of the elections for the seats. If it were to flip to democracy, if it were to flip to Democrat controlled at that point, she could get a lot done in the second half. Now, this has provided a whole bunch of things, like right now, I think she's ahead in the polls a little bit, but here's the thing, and I think this is where Donald Trump is making his biggest mistake. He is focusing on all the wrong things. Like, quite literally, nobody cares how big your crowds are. Nobody. It doesn't matter if you had a bigger crowd than Godzilla. It does not matter. What does matter is talking about the issues, talking about what you want to do for the economy, what you want to do for the country. Don't worry about the vanity stuff like that, because if Donald keeps doing that and keeps going on about who's prettier, him or Kamala, and who has the biggest crowds, that's not gonna win you any votes. That's not gonna win votes at all. Um, Stick to the issues. If you want a chance, stick to the issues. And that's just me. That's just me. I could always be wrong. Like, I will tell you, back during the election between Trump and Clinton, I did not see his victory coming, because he was going kind of left field on a lot of things, and I think it caught a lot of people off guard when all of a sudden, oh yeah, Donald Trump won. He's now the president. It's like, what? How did that happen? But it was an amusing 4 years. I give him credit for that. I personally, I probably would not have voted for him, but I thoroughly I thoroughly enjoyed uh, I thoroughly enjoyed a lot of his speeches. I was just like, I was almost like you could create a bingo game with his speeches. Like, it's just it was fun. It was fun to a certain extent. Um, yeah, and then we had a pandemic. So what can you say? Let's see. Sorry if I missed it. What do you think about the rails? So once again, with the rails, yeah, we talked a big time about the rails, the railroads. I think we need to have a solution in place before midnight. I don't think we want even a day of the rails on strike. We do not want that. But this government, they currently they seem to be okay. They say they're not okay. And they're making a lot of public statements about, it's unacceptable for them to do this to Canada right now. Um, but you know, there's this thing called binding arbitration. Um, don't let this thing go long, people. Don't let this thing go long. Like, if I have no qualms about them dropping binding arbitration. Like, normally I don't like to see that. Normally I'm like, normally I'm kind of like, let the company and the unions work it out. But in this case, um, I don't think we can afford it. I really don't think we can afford it. I think it will hurt the country too much. So, you know, this to me is something we shouldn't even be playing the game with, unless they know stuff behind the scenes and that that perhaps they're closer to coming up with something between the unions and the two railroads than we're aware of. Then maybe that could explain it, but I don't want to wake up tomorrow morning in a strike environment. I don't want to see that. But if it does happen, I also believe it won't go long. There's no way. We can't afford for it to go long. So let's hope. Let's all hope we get something tonight. Um and here we go. We'll just for kicks and giggles, we will refresh things here and see. Um yeah, top story right now is about REITs. Still nothing on the rail stoppage, unfortunately. Oh boy. All right. I should probably should bring me back up to be big sized. Let's see. Al says Trump wins by hype, not issues. Yeah, that's the way it has happened in the past. It has. Um, but I got a feeling like right now there is. I mean, he's got hype, but I don't know if he's got the right type of hype at this point. There is so much hype going around Kamala right now, and what I think for her, I think the big issue is going to be, can she maintain it? Because there's still a long way to go. So you don't want to burn out all your hype too soon. With Donald, we know that his brand of hype. I don't think he could ever burn out on it. Let's see. I think more people hate Trump than don't like Kamala. Yeah, and that's the thing. So we'll have to see. We'll have to see how it all turns out. If I had to, like, right now, like I said, I think I said about a month or two ago that I had no opinion on Kamala. None at all. And that's because she has been quiet as a vice president, and that is one point that you can use against her. You can say, well, okay, what did you do as vice president? Why were you so quiet? Why did we never really hear much about you in the news? I think she broke a tiebreaker vote at one point, but that would be the one issue against her. But since she has stepped into the running position, it's been the exact opposite. She's been very front and center. The Republicans, I was going to say the Republicans, the Democrats, they're like a new party. There's a new life. There's just a new life in them, and that's what Donald Trump is fighting. I don't think he can do it. I actually think she will win. So that's kind of where I'm sitting right now. Now, mind you, we got months left. There's a lot that can happen. And I'll certainly change my mind if the right stuff happens. But from where we're at right now, I think it's hers. I think it's hers to at this point. So we'll have to sort of see. So Al says that's how he does it. He doesn't appeal to people who have a sense of logic. Understandable. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, there's a lot of things I have, a lot of things about him that, now mind you, I come from a science background initially. So, there's a lot of things he's said that I'm like, oh my God, I can't believe he's even saying it. Um, I remember back during the pandemic, I'm pretty sure that Fauci went home many times at night just saying, what is going on? So let's see, small-minded, lack of logical thinkers vote for Trump. Yeah, maybe. Yeah, and there's a lot of people, and there's also, I mean, he does cater to some groups, and that certainly will help them as well. But yeah, we'll have to see. Now, part of me too is that initial, like his initial run against Hillary Clinton. He had the celebrity going for him as well for that. Like a lot of people who like the show are like, "Oh, well, he was good on the show. Let's just give him a chance. Why not?" A lot of times it doesn't. Yes, being on a television show doesn't necessarily mean that you're going to be the best for the country. So it's hard to say. It's always hard to say. Prairie says, in my humble opinion, Donald Trump won simply because of his notoriety. So there we go. Yeah, you got a little bit of that as well. So the notoriety might be what was going on there. So that's something to keep in mind, and we'll have to see. Though I do really think that if he even wants a chance to make this into a contest, um, he can't. I don't think he can do it. I don't think he can do it the same way he did it before. I really think he just has to get off of the my crowd size is bigger than your crowd size soapbox, and he's got to start focusing on, he can do it in his own style. He can focus on issues that way, but I think right now, I think it's an uphill battle for him, and he's not making it easy for himself. That's for sure. Oh boy. All right. Let me. We started to talk a tiny bit about the Discord, and I did not get a chance. Oh, I know what I know. I know what I want to do right now. Let me. Uh, that's a screener. Somebody actually asked me a little bit about screeners the other day. So, if you guys want a screener video for the channel, let me know. I can certainly look at doing that. Now, I know right now, and this is also channel members. Channel members do get to pick the last video of every month. So in this case here, it will be, whoops, there's Discord. All right, so let's see here, right here. So the August 30th video is going to be the channel members. They will decide what they want. Doesn't matter what it is. They'll pick it out. That happens every single month. Now, everybody does get to see this one, by the way. So that's going to be fun. But here we go. This video here on August 27th. I think it needs to be that those Horizon, those Horizon, I guess they're calling them we'll call it single company ETFs right now. I'll probably change the name, but yeah, that's what we'll do for August 27th, because they're brand new and I'm looking at them and I'm like, ooh, these are kind of exciting. So for those of you who were, where is it? No, that's Harvest. I thought I had the page up. Here it is right here. So yeah, the Harvest NVIDIA High Income Shares ETF. So there's a whole bunch of them. I just clicked on this one for a moment and we'll go, we'll try to go. Oh, why is it not letting me go back? I don't know why, but that's fine. Products. All right. Yeah. Okay. Here we are. So we got a whole bunch of them that's just loading back up. Yeah, we got Eli Lilly. Actually, a couple of different ones. We got Amazon, Microsoft, NVIDIA, Oh, we get some more enhanced ones as well. Oh, look at that. Oh, that's interesting. So you've also got the enhanced ones, which will give you. All right. So these ones here are not enhanced, I guess. Oh, interesting. And these ones here are. So let's take a look here. We were looking at the other NVIDIA one. The enhanced one. Oh, you're looking at 22 cents a dividend, 22 cents each time. This is interesting. All right. There's a lot of stocks, but we're going to do this for that video. I can't wait. This is going to be fun to look into this one. Oh, and this is really interesting too. The management fee, 40.40%, is the same for the enhanced as well. So, all right. I'll have to, of course, do some research and find out because if these are high income, what are they doing if they're not doing covered calls? And I'm assuming unless, and this is me, I only just discovered about these at the beginning of the stream. Maybe they do covered calls here. They just don't tell us, at least, and then maybe they do leverage down here. So maybe covered calls and then well, let's find out here. Let me I'm going to pull up the PDF and see if it gives me a bit more. Yeah, look at this covered call strategy, 50%. All right. So and they're okay. Oh, they're saying an enhanced is available. So the enhanced uses 25% leverage. All right. I get it. Uh-oh, guys, we just received a dividend from the banana bread company. So that means Funny Books is no longer the GOAT. We have a new GOAT. We have a new GOAT, and that is the banana bread company. So the banana bread company, thank you very much. And that also means, guys, if you want that Friday market close, we're one away. So one super and bang, it's done in the books. We'll be here Friday. Yeah, Alice mentioning as well, leverage. Yep. So we are looking at that. Now I did skip over some stuff here. Let me find what I skipped over. All right. Larry says, I think he would have won against Biden, but Harris, I don't know. I think, yeah, I'm pretty sure. After that first debate, I actually felt pretty bad for Biden. I was like, oh gosh. So he's too old. And yeah, Trump, I think Trump's too old too. I think Trump is a little bit too old, but Trump is more coherent for sure. But here's the thing. 4 years ago, Biden was a lot more was much more coherent than he is today. He does have his moments. For sure. So what would Trump be though, like towards the end of his term if he were to get back in? Maybe he'll be fine, but maybe he won't. So it's kind of one of those things. Mary is saying, yes, stock screeners. All right, we're going to do a stock screener video. I just don't know when, but it is now on my radar. So we definitely want to do that. Let's see. Al says, I bet after Biden retires, he will announce he has Parkinson's. Oh, well, interesting. I don't know. Maybe. And you can tell by their yield. If it is ridiculously high, it is both covered, called, and leveraged. Yeah, exactly. Because that's before I went in and looked at this. That's why I was kind of saying, yeah, this one here, it's got to be covered calls and then leverage. So it kind of made sense. So yeah, this is going to be very, very interesting. So right now it's going to be, and they're going to be monthly dividends. So that's not too shabby. So we'll have to see. Well, we'll do it. I know that, I'm more of a total return investor personally, but there's a lot of folks in the community that love their high dividend stocks. So some of us, and amazingly enough, when I do a video like this video will do really well just because. All right. So the banana bread company were the GOAT briefly. Kevin Kaz has come in and said, there's only one GOAT in this stable, and that would be me. So Kevin Kaz is our new Goat. There we go. I'm kind of liking this little goat image thing. Um, yeah, that's I'm having a lot of fun with that. The only problem is, and I discovered this when I first used it the other day as a joke. I realized afterwards that when it's playing, my mic goes mute, gets muted on me, so I can't actually talk. So that's why I pause, I show the goat for a second, and then I come back with goat. Because I leave that little space for it. So just something to keep in mind. Holy banana bread! So this does mean that Friday, and we'll put it in. We'll put it into the schedule over here on Discord. There we go. There's a market close. I'm just gonna grab that date there. All right. Here we go. And I better hit my option, otherwise it won't let me. All right. And of course, Friday is the 23rd. So there we go. And I'll even throw in the word bonus because it is an extra one. There we go. So there we go. We got ourselves another one. It is getting close to time for us to start thinking about the 5,000 sub milestone. Because as you guys know, or most of you, so if you're brand new to the channel, you don't know, I always like to do some kind of a thing at different milestones. So at 1,000 subs, I did a drinking stream, and I don't drink, so it was very, very funny. It was very funny. At 2,000 subs, I did the Hot Ones challenge. So it was me breathing fire as I was eating, I think they were little chicken balls with Hot Ones sauces. I got the whole 10. So, it was fun. It was fun. At 4,000 subs, or sorry, at 3,000 subs, you guys wanted me to do a news parody video. So I did a news parody video. And then at 4,000, oh boy, that was a big one. At 4,000, we did the open to close stream. So a full day of streaming. It was a 7-hour live stream. So there we go. So 5K is coming up. And as much as Jonathan will say, I want this, it's never going to happen. I'm not jumping out of a plane. I'm not going to bungee jump. These are things that will never, never, never happen. I'm probably not going to play a all-day video of a goat either. So let's see. A Candace origin story video would be a nice 5K video. And that is safer than a bungee jump. And that's, you know what? That's a possibility. But I would find that to be boring, where I sit down and we just sort of talking like, okay, there's a lot of funny stories in my life. So I'm sure it could actually be amusing, but that's a possibility. What we'll probably do is we'll probably come up with 3 or 4 good ones. And then you guys know me. I'm going to then throw it back to you guys and say, let's vote. Let's vote. Let's see what we're getting. Because I love that. I love that. Al says, I like the full stream. It was interesting to see the other members of the stream, to hear about their lives and stories. Yeah, absolutely. And I have said, and I know, I think I didn't throw a link out the last one. So after I get through the news on this week, I'm open to people coming on. If they want to come on and say hi, or to talk about their journey, it's pretty simple. So yeah, if I forget, like once the news part is done on this week, if you're like thinking, come on, where's that link? Where's that link? Just remind me in case I forget, because sometimes I go off on tangents. But yeah, I'm absolutely cool with that. And it is fun. It's actually great too, because, you guys are aware, let's say person X is sitting there talking. I'm sitting here drinking coffee. So that's very, very good. And that, it also changes up the dynamic a little bit. And I love the fact that we got to meet some people on that stream. Yeah, I mean, we got, actually probably I don't want to, I don't want to insult any of the guests, but one of the basically I'm not going to say that anyone was my favorite, but I learned some stuff about some of my members that I thought was fantastic. and they made the stream really, really, really well. So I love that. So, well, I'll say it. I thought Larry was really, really fascinating. I loved having him on stream. I loved having everybody on the stream. But I thought Larry brought that. Well, for one, he brought the American perspective, and I loved that. I was like, "This is fantastic." So, yeah, no, absolutely loved having Larry on the screen, and I loved everybody else too. I mean, Prairie came in; he did an amazing job, and JJ, fantastic, and Jordan was in there, also fantastic, and I think, yeah, Ian was in as well. So, yeah, we had some great people in. So I always look at it this way. And here's the other thing, I'll put this out there. If you're shy and you're thinking, I would love to do it, but I'm too shy or I don't want to show my face, you don't have to show your face. You can come on without the camera. So, for example, let me just see here. You would look like this. You would just be a little talking circle that talks. I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. If you want to come on and say hi or just talk for a little bit. Um, I'm okay with that. That's perfectly cool. So, yeah, it was good. It was a lot of fun. But, yeah, so, I mean, the 5,000, we'll see what it's gonna be. It's gonna be something. Um, I mean, we can, think outside the box. I mean, think outside the box. That's what I always say. Mary says loved Larry as well. Yeah, Larry was, fantastic. No, everybody was really, really good. I enjoyed having everybody on, and, it was kind of that thing going into it. I mean, I had a lot of material prepared, and a lot of it we didn't even get to because there was just such a some good conversation going on that we didn't really need to go into a lot. Because I brought enough material with me in case I was by myself all day. You know, I mean, I knew I had a couple people that said, "Yeah, we're going to come on," but you never know until you actually get there. So I always like to prepare for the worst. So in this case, I was preparing for what if there's nobody else? What if there's nobody else? So, we'll just take look at that. There's still nothing going on here with the thing. And I am a little bit curious as well. Remember Bitcoin? Remember Bitcoin and where we thought it was going? Oh. Wow. Yeah, there we go. It's still in there. It's still fighting inside of our zone. So it almost came out of the zone. It made it back down. So, we'll see. I still think it's gonna come down here by the morning. But we'll see. It does seem to be like we might be on a downward trend right now. So we'll take a look. Um, yeah, I'll probably, if I remember in the morning, maybe I'll take a picture and throw it up in the Discord just so we can see whether or not oh, look, it's already gone green right there. We'll have to see. But it will definitely be good. Definitely be good. All right. Al says Larry and Prairie and Ian had interesting stories. I can't remember who else I watched. I only caught a bit here and there. Yeah, we had Jordan in. Now Jordan actually didn't show his face. He was using the bulging thingy, like I mentioned before. So that was kind of cool. That was kind of cool. And we had JJ as well. JJ was there. So, it was a good show. It was definitely a good show. I'm not saying that well, you never know. We might actually have it happen again. Al says, I don't know who Jordan is, to be honest. Yeah, he shows up. He's kind of one of these guys. He comes in every so often. I think he's from Sarnia, and he has his own little business blowing glass. That's kind of his thing. So yeah, but yeah, I think I know who everybody is who is on. Like there was nobody and that's always a good thing too, because one of those things is one of the things I would really kind of hate is if somebody who was completely brand new, who I have never even seen in chat, is the one who wants to jump on, then I'm a little leery because if I don't know, like if the person's never been in the chat before, you never know. It could be a troll, just waiting to get on the air and then spring maybe a whole bunch of expletives out, just like, just like, oh dear God, next thing you know, YouTube shuts down the stream. It actually has happened before. The old High Rise show, which High Rise used to be another financial YouTuber, but he had a couple. He actually had some people in his chat who were talking some smack about some stuff that got the whole chat shut down. So it was kind of like, whoa. Now I think I've been lucky. I've never really had some issues. I think when I first started a Saturday Night live stream, I'd occasionally get one of these bots that would come in, but then people would start yelling, letting me know there's a bot. So I'd get rid of them pretty darn fast. But since we switched format and went to this week, we really haven't had any at all. So I don't know if it's just that they're just not finding it attractive anymore, or if it's a situation where YouTube has just gotten that much better at stopping them. I'm hoping it's the YouTube got that much better at stopping them, because I think that would be kind of cool. All right, guys. I think we're done. I think we've been here for an hour, 40 minutes. If you've got any absolute dying questions you want to get out, throw them back down now. But other than that, I think I've covered everything I wanted to cover today. I will have a coffee, though, while you guys mull over if you have a last second question. I also realized, too, that I think there's about a 15-second delay. So when I say, hey, I'm looking for that last question, I got to give you that extra 15 seconds just to hear that I asked for it, that type of thing. Plus, I'm pretty easy to ramble. I'm good at rambling. Coffee is almost gone as well, so that is that's a given. That's a given. When the coffee runs out, so does the stream. Oh no, obviously on that 7-hour stream, I got coffee. I got a coffee refill in the middle of it, so that wasn't too shabby. All right. Well, it looks like we don't got any more questions, so we're going to end this today. We will be back here Friday, so that's going to be fantastic. Hopefully, we'll have good news in regards to the rail strike. So that's what I'm hoping for on Friday. Until then, guys, holy banana bread. Have a Oh, I can't do this. I can't leave. There we go. Now I can leave. Until then, guys, have a fantastic rest of your day. Hopefully, the market stays green through the rest of this week. I would love to just have a green week. And so far, other than a little bit of red yesterday, we're doing good. We're doing good. So we will see you guys. Actually, we'll see you guys tomorrow night if you're channel members, because we do have that one as well. So until then, everybody, take care. Have a fantastic evening. Bye-bye.